Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Chat with Melisa. Today, I have the privilege of speaking with Kalyan Raghavan, Senior Manager, Product Support Team at UiPath. Kalyan, I want to welcome you to this episode and thank you for taking the time.
Hello, Melissa. Thank you so much and glad meeting you today.
Thank you so much, Kalyan. Kalyan, you have vast experience in building connections across geos, and you follow strategies for cross-geos and cross-functional team collaboration. And in today's episode, I would love to hear your experience and insights on how you build these connections across geos and how do you encourage and empower your team to do the same? What is the secret sauce and more? On that note, let's get started. My first question to you is, what are the key ingredients in building a culture of trust and respect as you build these connections across geos?
Right. So in order to achieve a better collaboration, between the geographically dispersed and functionally diverse teams, you need to first build trust among the teams,
Yes.
Right? And to build trust, you need to first have transparent communication. For example, in my current role, I drive monthly leads calls where the leaders across the regions join and not only share latest updates from their regions, but also share challenges openly, right? So we brainstorm ideas on the process improvements and share best practices as well, right? What is important is first listen to our counterparts. You can show empathy. You can offer help when required, right? And have healthy debates rather than being judgmental.
Yeah.
It's often a myth that great teams work in perfect harmony. Disagreements do occur, but then disagreements can be good if they are handled well and focused on the shared goals.
Yeah.
Right? And especially if you're in global forums, you can expect different behavioral strengths, which will provide more differing viewpoints. So acknowledge the different opinions, but debate with your substantiating and logical viewpoints, right? Another crucial aspect is the psychological safety. People need to feel comfortable sharing their ideas without the fear of being judged.
Yeah.
As a leader, you need to create an environment where people feel safe to be heard and their contributions are being valued, right?
Yeah.
So in one of the initiatives that I have recently taken, a number of leads across all the regions came together for a shared objective or a shared goal. I think it was called Get to Green objective, where each one contributed to a common goal. That brought the team together and established trust among the peers and so on. So to sum up, people need to understand that our greatest strength lies in collaboration and not competition.
Yeah.
Right. So hope that answers your question.
Yes, wonderful. Those were some really great points that you made. And I love the last point that you made that, it's collaboration that is important within the team and no, not competition or any judgment. When it comes to teamwork, it's always collaboration, but competition should be just within yourself. You compete within yourself with to get better from your previous version. I think, that answered. And thank you for those points. My next question to you is, how do you encourage your team? How do you empower your team to actively participate in global forums and also build these cross-geo, collaboration and connections?
Okay, so if you want your team members to actively participate in global forums, set the context first.
Yeah.
Set the agenda of the meeting in advance. You can also set the context on what are your expectations from the forum, from the team, right? And ask the so when people have a clear understanding of the objective of the forum, they naturally get encouraged to participate, as they may feel that their contributions can help achieve the end goal of the forums, right? So they come prepared, and so it builds their confidence to speak.
Yes.
At UiPath, our internal team meetings are usually set up in such a way that we ask one team member to speak about a topic of their interest, just to build public speaking skills, right? In one of the recent public speaking community forums, we helped the team to have a dry run, right? We provided feedback to those participants. We boosted their self-confidence, which helped them to speak with confidence in the public forum, right? On the other hand, when it comes to senior employees, right, it is also important to empower your senior employees in taking a lead and take ownership of an initiative.
Yeah.
So while giving the autonomy to take decisions, you can make it clear that it's okay to experiment and even make mistakes. To err is human, right?
Yes.
What
Yes.
matters is learning and growing.
True.
Do you remember Thomas Alva Edison? He invented light bulb, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Before he successfully inventing the light bulb, he ran about tens and thousands of experiments. And when asked if he failed, he rather denied it. And he said that he did it systematically to eliminate flaws, right?
Yeah.
So what does it mean? Failure is not the opposite of success, as people say, right? But
Yeah.
rather, it's a part of the success process called success cycle,
True.
right?
Yeah.
And one other important aspect, very, very important aspect of this is recognition, right? It motivates your employees. So after every successful contribution in the global forums, make it a point to celebrate individual contributions. It could be during a team meeting or through public acknowledgement. At UiPath, we have a number of ways to send out kudos to an employee, right? Through avocados, office vibes, workday feedback, and many more, right? We even reward employees who either give most number of kudos or receive the highest number of kudos as well.
That's great.
Right. So yeah, so I hope that answers your question.
Yes, interesting stuff. Actually, it's so exciting. I think a lot of innovative style of working within the team is what I see over here, which is quite interesting. And to your point on failure is not the opposite of success. That's what you made a mention
Yes.
of, right? Failure,
Yes.
yeah, according to me, is just collection of data, is what I feel, where you learn from your mistakes and try not to repeat them next.
And
And
that's what Thomas Alva Edison also did, right? So he
yeah.
was trying to, collect all the flaws, right? And
Yes.
then he was systematically eliminating all the flaws as a
Yeah.
part of his experiments.
That's right. And also, I really love that point you made on public speaking. I think communication is key to success. And I think public speaking is one of the biggest fears a lot of people have. And it is important to embrace that discomfort and take that first step and, come out of the comfort zone and do that talking. And after that, there is no looking back. And I'm really happy and it's really great. I think your team members are getting a good opportunity and exposure with this particular
Right.
activity.
Yeah.
That's
So if you communicate, you can get by. But then if you can communicate um, skillfully,
yes,
you can work miracles.
that's
Right.
right.
So communication is a key aspect of any public speaking forums.
Perfect. Yes. Okay. On that note, let's move on to our next question. You have been in UiPath for 2 years now. What is your biggest learning in building connections across geos?
So reflecting on the past 2 years, biggest learning about building global connections is the importance of aligning on purpose while embracing differences.
Yeah.
Right? When you work across geographies and functions, you're not just managing the time zones and workflows. You're actually navigating different cultures,
Yes.
different priorities, and
Yeah.
even different communication styles as well.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
So my journey of collaboration has started with global product support forums and then continued with global leads calls, product and engineering leadership forums, and so on. So we started collaborating with all the cross functions. It is very, very important for any organization to have a connect among all the cross functions, right? It could be
Yeah.
CSMs, stamps, and any other forums as well, any other organization as well, where each forum has its own perspective and metrics of success. But while each of these functions have their own individual focus areas, when we gather on such forums, it's important to establish a common language and shared goals.
Yes.
One other important challenge is the communication, right?
Yeah.
Different geographies often have different work styles.
Yes.
So, and when you go over in global forums, some are more direct, while others prefer consensus-driven approaches,
True.
right? So it was apparently important to have more open and candid conversations while respecting each other's inputs.
Very well said.
So with regular syncs, And over a period of time, this built trust and created a culture where people felt safe to voice their concerns.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So ultimately, my biggest takeaway is that global collaboration thrives when you invest in building rapport,
Yeah. Yeah.
adaptability,
Yes.
acknowledge each other's inputs, like I said earlier, foster a culture of openness and inclusivity.
Very well said, Kalyan. Loved your answer. Honest, straight from the heart. And I love that point on embracing differences. And I think I can totally relate to this. And I'm sure you two will agree, coming from the academia to the corporate field, it was a 360-degree shift for me, transitioning from academia to corporate. And for me, it was a lot of unlearning to do and learn new culture, new ways of working, ways of talking, embracing all these differences and respecting culture, respecting different people's opinions, views, ideas, and exactly what you said. I mean, it's a lot
Right.
of learning over the years here. That's good.
True. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Now, my last question to you is what advice do you want to give aspiring leaders who want to get into this journey, who wants to focus on cross-geo collab, cross-functional team collaboration?
Okay. So in today's world where innovation is the heartbeat of success,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Each and every company talks about innovation, creativity,
Mm.
but then fostering a culture of collaboration isn't just a corporate buzzword. It could be a game changer at times.
Yeah.
And for leaders who are just starting this journey, my first piece of advice would be to approach it with patience. Patience is the key to success, right?
Yeah.
So building effective cross-geo and cross-functional collaboration doesn't happen overnight. It requires consistent effort,
Mm.
empathy, like I mentioned earlier, and adaptability as well.
Yes.
So start with the clarity of purpose first, right? It's crucial to ensure everyone understands the why. What's the goal we are working towards,
Yeah.
right? Setting that clear and a shared vision is the foundation for alignment. Second most important thing is take some time out to get to know your counterparts before jumping into any tasks or deliverables.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right? As you said, understand their cultural nuances as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You may probably go over a quick one-on-one to introduce yourself and get to know about your counterpart better.
Yeah.
Third important thing is have regular sync up calls
Yes.
and have structured communication in place,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then be mindful of the time zones when
Yeah.
scheduling meetings and find ways to engage those who might feel disconnected due to geography, right? So
Yeah.
you have to foster a culture of inclusivity.
Correct.
Nowadays, you can record the meetings on Zoom, right? And you also have AI companion feature on Zoom, which is useful to communicate the session summary.
Yeah.
So finally, uh, as a leader, you need to model collaboration yourself. You
Mm.
have to lead by example, right? As a leader, you set the tone.
Yeah.
And if you are actively collaborating across the functions and regions, your teams will also follow the same,
Exactly.
right? So
Yeah.
show that you value input from all the geos and functions and create opportunities for team members to do the same thing. This actually reminds me of a small anecdote which I recently came across. I would like to share it in this forum here.
Yeah.
I hope you would have heard about Hindu mythological epic Mahabharat, where
Mm-hmm.
there are characters like Arjuna, Karna, and Lord Krishna. Karna is known to be generous and liberal.
Mm-hmm.
Even Arjuna is also generous, but he wanted to find out why is Karna so famous than Arjuna in terms of generosity. So one day Arjuna and asked Krishna, why Karna is known to be more liberal than me, right? So Krishna showed a mountain of gold, right? And he asked Arjuna to give it to people in a single day, right? So Arjuna went to the mountain. He broke the mountain rock by rock to give it to the people. It took him several days to complete it. Now, the same task was allocated to Karna as well.
Mm-hmm.
What did Karna do? He gave all the people the required tools to break the mountain. He asked the people to break the mountain and take
Mm-hmm.
whatever they wish.
Yeah.
So everyone gathered. They hit the mountain. They took away what they want. And in very few hours, the entire mountain has vanished.
Mm.
Then Krishna told Arjuna, see, you want everything to be done by you. That is why it took you several days. You determined how much to be given. You did not use teamwork. You did not use tools to break the mountain. You wanted credit for what you're doing. Whereas on the other hand, Karuna's aim was only to break the mountain in a day and distribute it to the people.
Yeah.
He used teamwork.
Yeah.
He used tools. Moreover, he never claimed a credit of giving it from his hands.
Yeah.
So therefore, what do you understand from this? Leaders never claim the team's credit. They stand in the front at the time of disaster.
Yeah.
Use the right team member at the right place. Use right tools, right? And bring the team together to complete a huge task in a short time.
Yes.
Right? So while individual accomplishments win games, collaboration and teamwork can win championships, isn't it?
Very well said. Yes. Yes. I think it also sums up to unity is strength, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that point that you made, lead by example. I recently came across a quote that said, be the leader you wish you had. I
Yes.
think, that fits well over here. Most of us look up to our leaders. We consider them as role models, as examples. They are our mentors, source of motivation and inspiration. And yeah, what you said just holds good and very well said. I really hope a lot of our viewers watching this will get inspired by this. Thank you for that, Kalyan. So on that note, thank you, Kalyan. I really enjoyed this conversation. It was wonderful talking to you. Thank you once again.
It was wonderful talking to you today as well, Melisa. I've been following up your posts. It is indeed a wonderful initiative, and a lot of such posts are keeping it very useful for all the members of different organizations. So keep doing it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kalyan. Thank you for those kind words. Viewers, we hope you enjoyed this conversation and found it inspiring and insightful. If you are an aspiring leader wanting to get into the zone of building connections with cross-geos and across various teams, then I hope you watch this video and learn and gain from this. Until next time, happy automation and happy learning. Bye.